And like I said, I had wanted to see this for a while. There was a publishing company or a group of I don't know if they were actually the publishers or if they were the editors, but there was these books called Research back in like the 90s, and they put out these nice large format books with a bunch of pictures in them, and they were often like glorified magazines of just underground culture in the pre-internet era, where they were just providing a lot of information, countercultural type information that wouldn't be so interesting now because you can just look these things up, but in an environment where you were kind of confined to what you could find in your local shops, the research books were very interesting. And they had a book called Incredibly Strange Films, where on the cover they had a still from The Mask. And The Mask seemed like it was somewhat legendary in some circles, but it was clearly made for displaying this new technology at the time. I don't know when they really started doing anaglyph stuff, but I think it was fairly recent at the time that they put out this film in 1961, and they were really highlighting it. And it wasn't 3D all the way through. And I thought it was interesting too that they didn't really give you prompts as to when to put on your glasses. I thought in a film from 1961 they might do some heavy-handed thing like I was doing throughout the movie night. I had those put on your 3D glasses now clips that would pop up.
Put on your 3D glasses now. 3D glasses not included.
And
I need to be told. They were
Yeah,
smarter
for real.
back then.
in The Mask, it was just signaled by the use of color at all because it was otherwise black and white, but a man gets a mysterious mask and he's troubled by its presence, and then when he puts it on, he sees this kind of hallucinogenic world around him, this psychedelic world of evil and people in dark robes and zombies walking about. And at first, it's not clear why he's doing this because he would take off the mask and he seemed very troubled by all of this, and yet he was compelled to put it on again. But later on, he kind of explains that he's really gaining knowledge from this somehow, and it's has some kind of addictive effect on him. And he tries to get his wife to put on the mask and see what he's seeing. And she does at some point, puts on the mask, but all she sees is that it's through the mask, and she's wearing a mask on her face, and she doesn't have any of those visions. So he gets all pissed off and starts choking her out. And but the real point is that he puts on the mask and shit gets really 3D for a while, and they just do things like play music and have the mask come at you and floating disembodied eyes come at you, and a zombie walks by and goes "Ah," a few times. So they were really playing up the 3D part. But that said, even though it was clearly very gimmicky, I thought the atmosphere was really well done, well shot. It seemed to build a bit of suspense, and it really did kind of set a convincing, I think, suspenseful, scary environment attached to this whole thing that was going on. That was effective enough. I think I really had a good time watching it.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.